Yes, it's Jumani, also known as Jubian Watchner. It's always Arsenal. Now, 1-0 away from home against Chelsea. As I said earlier, I wasn't really worried about Chelsea because over the years, in recent time, we have beaten them. And this time around, we went into the game and as expected, we started on the front foot, We started on the front foot and we played some very nice football with a few turnovers in between, but generally we dominated the first half and should have scored with that beautiful ball in the part of Gabriel Jesus. And he didn't really connect with it properly and went into the half 0-0. For the second time for the season, we were 0-0. Came out into the second half and we were on the front foot again. And eventually we got the goal courtesy Bukayo Saka's corner into Gabriel, who does always find himself in the box. And I was looking at some highlights from our games thus far this season and even our games last season. And Gabriel does real score goals. Yeah. But let me start with the lineup. Of course, we had Zinchenko coming back in the left back position. And we also had Saliba and Gabriel maintaining that centre back position with Ben White maintaining his right back position. More or less, we had our main starting lineup with Partey and Xhaka in the midfield. Of course, Odegaard in front of them, Martinelli on one side, Saka on the other side, and Gabriel Jesus on top. And the reality is that is our main starting lineup. Of course, some persons were saying why Zinchenko started. Of course, Tierney is playing well and Zinchenko shouldn't necessarily be rushed back into the field, but he started and I must say he didn't do too well. Of course, he looked rusty at some times, but more or less he played his role, which was tucked in and assisting in the at least in the possession play and of course going forward. But defensively, he didn't really have much to do because Sterling and Aubameyang was more or less kind of out of the game. What I must say though, the two chances that Kai Havertz got in the box with the ball playing over the top and slipping through our defense, he should have placed it on a plate for Aubameyang and he wasted it. So we could have been singing a different song if it wasn't for that poor execution from Kai Havertz. But nevertheless, we maintain top position in the league. And I just want to highlight two players in particular. One, of course, Saliba is playing like a boss. Now, the thing with Saliba, right? Saliba obviously went on loan twice. And what I would say is fantastic negotiation to convince Saliba that, hey, we are bringing you back to the team and you are going to get playing time, which he cried for. Of course, we didn't see much of Saliba prior to him playing for Marseille or even going out on his first spell on the loan. But generally, we knew that he was a talent and he is proving all of the doubters, if it had any, wrong because he is playing as calm, as cool as a cucumber and he is defending. He loves to defend and I'm not too sure how fast he is, but his IQ is on top. His IQ is fantastic because not often you would find a defender who doesn't necessarily have hands down pace, but he is utilizing his strengths to the best of his ability and we've seen it clear on the field. Chelsea had no chance against him. He is literally jockeying, he is monitoring the ball, he is watching over his shoulders, he is working with Gabriel in the center of the park. And he is winning duels in the air, on the ground. And he could pass the ball. Big up Saliba and of course big up Partey as well. Partey played like a general in the midfield today. And the fit Partey is a real good Partey. I must say, we partying back on top of the table. And we will next be facing Brighton. And there's not much I have to say, Gabriel, I know a lot of persons are questioning Gabriel Jesus scoring or not. But imagine our starting forward, our number 9, is not scoring and it's not affecting us. It is not affecting us. We are still winning games and I would want him to score. And hopefully he could get probably a hat-trick against Brighton and a hat-trick against Wolves going into the World Cup and also make the World Cup squad for Brazil. But This man is playing football. This man is working for the team. So big up Gabriel Jesus. We have a really good spine, and the best is yet to come. I heard the commentator say, catch us if you can. Let me ease that a little bit. Manchester City is a big team, but we are on top of the table and we enjoyed it. Because watch now is always